We as technology leaders love to use the phrase program building. I've been saying for years that if a program doesn't have the following 5 elements, it isn't a program. Objectives, roadmaps, measurements or current state, relationships and stakeholders, and gaps. Efforts that are disconnected from a program create inefficiencies, duplicative work, and missed opportunity. If you lead an infosec, operational IT resilience, risk, privacy, or internal threat team, there may be well-intentioned but disparate activities occurring right now that either are supporting or adding friction to your program, of which you and other leaders may not have visibility. Each may be performing important work, but performing it in siloed silence without any context or connection to a bigger picture. The answer isn't just more tool investments or accepting the situation as unchangeable. It's about building a cohesive program, one that aligns objectives, shares actionable information, and turns fragmented efforts into a unified enterprise-wide strategy. My experience has taught me that a leader's ability to define, shape, and influence a program's relationships and stakeholders is predictive of the program's future success. Your program's relationships involve more than making a simple bullet point list of who they are. Effective program building requires everyone in the program ecosystem understand the expectations that the program has of them and any dependencies that the stakeholders have on the program. I've found that a RASCI-V format works well to formalize internal and external program relationships. It specifies who's responsible, accountable, supporting, coordinated with, informed, and who performs validation. I differentiate among the informed, coordinated with, and supporting using a very simple rule of thumb. If I can send them an email and not expect a response, or just drop an update in a Slack group, they're informed. If I need a response from that communication, they probably are coordinated with. And if I need more than a single email or Slack message in a response, then there's a good chance that they're supporting. You probably also noticed the supporting and validation functions if you're familiar with the older formats. The supporting and validation functions are a great way to move stakeholders from tacit to explicit participants in the program. Tacit participants oftentimes don't realize their importance to a program, which makes it really easy for them to deprioritize contributions, especially over time, sometimes even in programs with board visibility. True confession time. I didn't like RACIs in my earlier career. That changed once I led programs that required close collaboration among multiple stakeholders. A complete RACI-V that's kept up to date ensures that nothing falls through the cracks. Now, let's put a bit of a twist into how to leverage RACI-Vs. You've got a bunch of disparate activities occurring that are related to but not governed by your program. Maybe it's a subsidiary that hired a bunch of resilience or GFC engineers that are operating in isolation. Perhaps it's a well-intentioned IT staff making opportunistic point changes without informing change control. RACI-Vs don't need to only be built from the top down. They can also be built from the bottom up. You can capture the activity and list the team performing it in the responsible column. You can then begin to determine who should be accountable, if they need support, who needs to be coordinated with, informed, and who needs to perform validation. This formalization brings previously ungoverned, likely unmeasured activity into your program's fold. And that's another step forward in the maturity of your program. I'm Tony Gray. Good hunting.